branch line to St Ives begins here at St Erth, and it might only be a short ride, but it's one that offers great beauty and amazing scenery. I've just got off this GWR Intercity Express train, which is on its way to Penzance, which is the next stop down the line from here. In fact, all services that operate between Plymouth and Penzance call at this station, and when you also take into account the very frequent services that run to St Ives, that makes St Erth the busiest station in Cornwall in terms of services. There was also extensive building work taking place on the day of my visit, because this Victorian footbridge is being replaced with a modern alternative which is more accessible. Well, here comes my train, which is pulling into platform 3, and this is a bay platform that's used exclusively for trains travelling to and from St Ives. The journey to St Ives lasts less than 15 minutes, and the first part of the journey runs alongside the beautiful Hayle Estuary. However, it's not long before you get your first glimpse of the sea and the delightful golden sands, which stretch out before you for miles. Hello and welcome to St Ives on another beautiful sunny day in Cornwall, although there is a very stiff breeze coming in from the sea. I'm here at St Ives station, and this is a very busy station, lots and lots of holiday makers here today, and the station regularly attracts over 700,000 passengers every year, and in fact they put extra trains on today to cope with the numbers. The station was opened in 1877. But it wasn't the platform I'm standing on, that was over in the car park just over to my right there, which was the site of the original platform. It was on a very steep curve, and that's where they used to load fish onto the trains for distribution up country to London. The station, and indeed all the other stations on the line, including Carbis Bay and also Lelant, were threatened with closure in the Beaching cuts, but thankfully the line was spared. And in 1971, a new platform was built on the site of the original goods shed. That's where I'm standing now. And the original platform was converted into a car park to cater for the large number of visitors to St Ives. I'll be visiting the other stations on the line, including Carbis Bay and Lelant, and I'll also be walking to Lelant Saltings, which is a station that only attracts 2 trains a day. I'll explain more when I get there. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy watching the video. It's easy to see why St Ives is often referred to as the dazzling jewel in Cornwall's crown. Just look at these fantastic beaches just outside the railway station. In fact, St Ives Bay has been voted the best family holiday destination by Coast magazine, and it's also one of TripAdvisor's top 10 European beaches. With the benefit of the mildest climate in the UK, along with waving palm trees and translucent waters, there's a definite tropical feel to St Ives Bay. I've always loved St Ives, and there's so much on offer here. This harbour is really beautiful, and having been West Country born and bred, and coming back after around 25 years or so away from the West Country and visiting the little seaside towns of Looe and Falmouth, and I've already recorded videos from the branch lines there, and coming here to St Ives, it's really like coming back home. The resort of St Ives was very popular around 100 years ago, but numbers began to fall back in the 1950s and 60s as visitors increasingly arrived by car, and the St Ives branch line was proposed for closure. But like the Looe Valley Line, it was reprieved by the Minister of Transport at that time, Barbara Castle, and there were plans drawn up to open a large park and ride facility at Lelant Saltings, which opened in 1978. It would later, though, be relocated to St Erth, and I'll talk more about that when I visit the station at Lelant Saltings. This car park, which was built and opened in 1971, is just outside the current station at St Ives, but it would have been the location of the original platform at St Ives, which opened in 1877. You can see the original station here as it looked in 1890, and again in this photograph, which is from the early 1900s. This long, straight platform was opened on the site of the original goods shed, and it was designed to accommodate large numbers of passengers who would be travelling to St Ives by train, having parked in the park and ride facilities, firstly at Lelant Saltings, and more recently at St Erth. But I'm going to hop on board this train and take a journey of about, 3 minutes or so to the next station along the line from here at Carbis Bay. Well, I'm now at Carbis Bay, and there's been a station here since 1877, the same as St Ives and also Lelant Station. There was also good sidings here at one time, but they were closed in the 1950s. There's a very frequent service along this line. The trains are every 30 minutes during the daytime, and they all stop at this station. The next station along the line from here is Lelant, and I'll be catching the next train there because they only stop at that station by request, and only then every couple of hours. And I'll be walking from there to Lelant Saltings because that station only has 2 trains a day. Carbis Bay is only a mile out of St Ives, and it's tucked away in its own corner of St Ives Bay. The area enjoys a perfect natural shelter from the worst of the Atlantic swell, and with its subtropical climate, you get the feeling that you're in the south of Spain rather than the southwest of England on a lovely sunny day like this. In fact, Carbis Bay Beach won the Blue Flag Award and also a Seaside Award in 2024, which celebrates the commitment to environmental water quality and also the safety of the beach. The beach is a very steep walk down a hill from the station, but a number of holidaymakers travel to St Ives on the train and then take the southwest coastal path, with a walk of about 25 minutes to half an hour, and the views out across the coast are just spectacular. The single platform station at Carbis Bay is in a cutting which is north of the road that leads down to the beach. Back in 2021, a new station sign which was opposite the station platform was unveiled, and it was made from reused railway sleepers, granite stone letters and an infill of seashells. The sign was unveiled by the then Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who had connections with the station sign as his grandfather had helped to build the original almost 70 years ago. Well, here we are 3 years later in 2024 and the sign isn't here. Maybe it's just overgrown, but if you know otherwise, I'd love to hear from you. comes my train, which is going to take me to the next station along the line from here, which is Lelant, which overlooks the beautiful Hayle Estuary. And Lelant is a request stop. Arrived at the beautifully picturesque station of Lelant here on the Hayle Estuary, and as you can probably hear, it is still blowing a hoolie at the moment, as it was at the other two stations I visited today. That's St Ives and Carbis Bay. But this is a beautiful station. The location is just stunning, and it was opened in 1877 like the other stations along the line. There was no goods sidings here, but a line was installed nearby Lelant Wharf, which enabled goods to be unloaded from boats directly onto trains, although this ceased back in the 1950s. As recently as 2022, the platform was extended by 43 feet so that the station could accommodate 5 carriage trains. Well, the water of the Hayle Estuary is lapping around my feet at the moment, but I wanted to come down here to get this shot of this beautiful Lelant station. It's such a picturesque location with magnificent views. Fewer services stop at this station than stop at Carbis Bay. On average, the stopping services here are around every hour, and then only by request only. And on Sundays, the services are around every 2 hours. My final station visit along this beautiful St Ives branch line will be at Lelant Saltings. And with only 2 trains a day stopping at that station, I'm going to take a walk of about 10 to 15 minutes alongside this beautiful Hayle Estuary. My final station visit on the St Ives Bay line is here at Lelant Saltings, and this station was opened in 1978 primarily as a park and ride facility for visitors, travellers heading along the line to St Ives. But by 2019 a new facility, park and ride facility, was opened just up the track from here at St Erth station on the Cornish main line, and so the facilities here were really no longer required. And GWR, in order to just maintain this platform, they just stopped 2 trains a day here, one in the direction of St Ives, which is I think just after 7 in the morning, and then one in the other direction going up to St Erth around about 9 o'clock in the morning during the weekdays. And passenger numbers reflect this, because they've dropped to as low as just over 600 a year. But it's a lovely setting by the Hayle Estuary. When the station was originally opened by British Rail on the 27th of May 1978, it had a car park for about 300 vehicles. In fact, during that first summer, over 130,000 people used the station, and there were 3,000 cars using the car park during the peak summer period. When these facilities first opened, it was Cornwall County Council who provided the finances to build this large car park, and Penwith District Council paid for the building of the platform. As I mentioned earlier, the park and ride facilities were relocated in May 2019 to nearby St Erth station on the Cornish main line, where there was a much larger car park of around 500 spaces provided. Since that time, and in order to keep the platform open, GWR have adopted a parliamentary service of providing just 1 train per day, calling at this station in each direction. Over the past couple of years, work has been ongoing to upgrade the signalling systems on the railways throughout Devon and Cornwall at a cost of about £100 million. Sadly, this has resulted in the replacement of a number of existing semaphore signals with modern digital equipment. Therefore, I was pleased to see this semaphore signal still in operation at the end of the platform here at Lelant Saltings. Well, there are no more trains stopping at this station until tomorrow morning, so I'm going to take a walk of about half a mile or so back to St Erth station on the Cornish main line. Well, I'm back at St Erth station on the Cornish main line, and that brings an end to my visit today to the St Ives Bay line, another beautiful branch line, and I was blown away by the sheer numbers of people using it, which is really going to be good news for the future. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll be back with another one from Cornwall very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.